with grounded pride, steady, solid, strong and true, to hold the dance of life in view. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow, earth stood steady, strong and tall, the fire of life did warm them all. The mountains rose, the rivers twined, thunder roared with hills aligned, but still it lacked a warming grace, till fire lit up every place. The fire was bold, it made the land no longer cold. Flowers bloomed and creatures ran, the world alive with every plan. And so the spirits smiled wide, for now all things were unified. The air, the water, earth and flame, together dancing all the same. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow, earth stood steady, strong and tall, the fire of life did warm them all. So sing, my friends of earth and sky, of waters deep and flames on high, for in the heart of all that's free, the breath of life is you and me. Sing, my friends of earth and sky, of waters deep and flames on high, for in the heart of all that's free, the breath of life is you and me. Oh, in the dark when no light shone, the spirit wandered all alone. For ages long it drifted there, through shadows deep without a care. But then a spark lit up the night, a thought took wing, a blaze of light, and from that light the world was born, the first bright breath, the break of dawn. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow, earth stood steady, strong and tall, the fire of life did warm them all. The air came first, a playful breeze, it danced and laughed among the trees. Then water followed, pure and free, singing down to meet the sea. But while they were without a guide, the earth came next with grounded pride, steady, solid, strong and true, to hold the dance of life in view. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow, earth stood steady, strong and tall, the fire of life did warm them all. The mountains rose, the rivers twined, thunder roared with hills aligned, but still it lacked a warming grace, till fire lit up every place. The fire was fierce, the fire was bold, it made the land no longer cold. Flowers bloomed and creatures ran, the world alive with every plan. And so the spirit smiled wide, for now all things were unified. The air, the water, earth and flame, together dancing all the same. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow, earth stood steady, strong and tall, the fire of life did warm them all. So sing, my friends of earth and sky, of waters deep and flames on high, for in the heart of all that's free, the breath of life is you and me. Oh, in the dark where no light shone, the spirit wandered all alone. For ages long it drifted there, through shadows deep without a care. But then a spark lit up the night, a thought took wing, a blaze of light. And from that light the world was born, the first bright breath, the break of dawn. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow. Earth stood steady, strong and tall. The fire of life did warm them all. The air came first, a playful breeze. It danced and laughed among the trees. Then water followed, pure and free, singing down to meet the sea. But while they were without a guide, the earth came next with ground and pride. Steady, solid, strong and true, to hold the dance of life in view. Hey ho, the winds did blow, water danced and streams did flow. Earth stood steady, strong and tall. The fire of life did warm them all. The mountains rose, the rivers twined, thunder roared with hills aligned, but still
Hello. Hello.
every place.
Hello. Delvey Larkin. Quick wiggly the mouse. Yeah, sorry. I was doing.
And creatures ran,
I didn't even notice I was doing that until you just said that. Whoops.
now all things were
Hello.
by the air, the water,
Hello.
together dancing.
Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's having a amazing, an incredible Tuesday or whatever it is for you. For some people it's already Wednesday. Believe it or not, that means it's hump day. You're in the middle of the week. Congratulations. But hello and welcome. Because I need an intro. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Eltarii, the professional gamer, and you're joining us for another very professional Tuesday live stream. Today we are going to be going to Pelopus to get a very special relic for one of the most difficult to craft armor pieces in the game right now. We are also going to be answering any questions that you all might have throughout the course of the stream. Though I do know that there's still a lot of people who are exploring Throne and Liberty. We'll see how long that lasts for. But yeah, I went to go and look at ketchup or mustard. Mustard. Well, okay, it depends on what. Like mustard on my hot dogs? Well, absolutely. Absolutely mustard, no ketchup. Ketchup's too sweet for that. If we're talking about literally anything else, I'd probably say ketchup. Because I really like ketchup on like eggs or like what else? French fries. Yes, please. Though I have seen some very weird people put ketchup on tacos. I don't think that's legal. You're not allowed to do that. That's just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Hopefully everyone's doing well. What happened today? Something happened today, right? Something happened today. We got a lore post. In fact, the song that's playing in the background is the lore post because we're so cool. Because because we're so cool. Literally, that's gotta be what it is. Dinkle culling inquisitors at the moment. Perfect. You gotta cull them. You gotta send them back home. Send them to the divine. They think they're doing the divine's will. You're doing the divine's will. Kill one more for me, Dunk. Yeah, so the city's coming along great. It's getting close to the end. We can feel it. You can see it on the horizon. And, but, and this is probably one of my favorite things about Mainframe. It's like they don't hate us. So even though they are wiping out all of the builds and all of that, we're keeping our characters, which is a great thing. We're keeping all of that work that we had put in so far, and we're going to get to carry that over into the next cycle of the game. Very cool. Actually wasn't expecting that. So how lucky, you know? But the city is getting close to its completion. We are in the process of getting ready to host the second annual, perennial. We're gonna have another golden festival that is going to be happening in the coming weeks before the wipe happens. It will 100% happen before the wipe happens. We don't exactly know when the wipe is, so we're not going to say exactly when the actual Golden Festival is going to happen, because we want to give ourselves as much time as we can to finish things off, put the finishing touches on things. But it is coming. And for anyone who's wondering what the Golden Festival is, it is fun. We last year we had like jump puzzles, we had races, we had a human pachinko machine. It was nuts. It's absolutely bonkers. Oh, we do have a question. Delvey over on YouTube is asking, do you think they will keep us on our same servers and just have us place new plots, or allow us to switch servers? I am 85% confident that we are going to be able to select different servers, just because it makes the most sense, I think. And they might have actually talked about this at one point as well. But I'm pretty sure the reason why we'd be able to switch is because of how mechanically it's going to work, where all the stuff it's connected to our accounts. It's not necessarily connected to a particular server. So if they're going to go through the effort of wiping out all the individual servers, then everything's on a different database anyways. So they should allow us to be able to go to any new server that they put up. So I think that's going to be really important. But the Golden Festival is going to be super fun to share with everyone. If you're watching this, you're invited. Make a character on Danu and be ready for it. It's going to be on a weekend, most likely a Saturday, the Saturday before the wipe, whenever that is. And there is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun to be had. Theoretically speaking, anything that you do win at the Golden Festival will carry over into your new characters as you go in. So there's going to be a lot of fun resources and stuff like that we're going to be able to drop down and give out to everyone. Oh, here's our wonderful adventuring party. I do need to go grab a couple more potions really quick, but then we will be very much so on our way. The reason why I ask is that I know someone else on another server is using your character name. So I'm pretty sure you have to make a new character, and that is going to be like a pretty big component. You're going to carry over your stuff, but you're not going to necessarily carry over your name. Most likely, it's going to be, like I said, attached to your account. not necessarily attached to your particular character's name. So hopefully that answers your question. Where is yeah, buddy? Oh. Bam. Okay. I think, you know what, we might as well re-up on these two. Vitality 1. Vitality 1. Perfect. All right. Just double check some stuff here. All of our gear is about ready to break, so that should be great. We're gonna break the rest of what we got here, so we can start on some new gear. All right, I think we are pretty much ready to go. I'll let these guys lead. I'm gonna stay hydrated. All right. Oh, are we waiting for someone? So how did everyone feel about the lore post today? Pretty interesting stuff, I would say. So if you're tuning in, you're like, what lore post, Eltarii? Let me explain it. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what it is. So today, which is date of recording, October 8th, it's Tuesday. We got a nice little lore video. Should I dox him? I don't know. So one of the devs, very, very focused, his job is really to kind of work on lore. You might notice his voice and a couple of other things. He read to us an excerpt of the creation story for Pax Dei, which was really, really cool and interesting, which I definitely want to talk about today. Ambro asked, hello, Eltarii. Will you invest tattered in magic weapon crafts? We have a good bunch of majestic for weapons. Ambro, what kind of content are you doing right now? Can you answer that for me? I like that. I like that, Dilly. Okay, so Ambro, the reason why I asked the question is magical weapons in their current state. Now, this is my opinion. It doesn't mean it's the correct one, but it is an opinion. So take it for what it's worth. I am under the impression that weapons, magical weapons, ones that use tattereds, really, really hard for me to justify spending tattereds on those. My reasoning: if you actually use the weapon a lot, you're not going to get a lot out of it. So, you know, a great little perspective here. This Lecter's Barbetta and these pauldrons here, what are they? The moonshine pauldrons. Both of those I have had for probably maybe 20, 30 dungeons. The reason why I would say you don't want to have weapons is because they will indefinitely last you 4 runs if you're using them from beginning to end. The lifetime and the durability on them just wear out way, way too quick in their current state. I think that's eventually going to be changed in the future. I think the developers are going to add new, either new ways to maintain the weapons, or they're going to just increase the durability, pool or whatever it might be. As it stands right now, not worth. Absolutely not worth. Now, I also asked you that question though, because there is one particular circumstance where it's 1000% worth it. All right. Can anyone guess which one case it would be useful for? There is one particular case where magical weapons, even tattered magical weapons, are incredibly useful. Can anyone think of it? So, honey, you got it. So anything related to PvP, those weapons are freaking god tier, all right? There is nothing better that you can get in the game right now than magical weapons, specifically for PvP. Now, you might ask, why? The reason why is explicitly because the magic that you can get in game right now is not conducive to actually doing anything in PvP. If you're trying to hit someone with a fireball, guess what? You're CCing yourself for like a second and a half. The amount of damage that someone can do to you in a second and a half is probably a lot more than your fireball is going to do to them. Unless you have Pilgrim's Fire 3. But at that point, why are you risking your life on Pilgrim's Fire 3? Chances are they're already building out, syrups or something like that, which means they're going to have really high fire protection, and it's not going to be the best thing for you, because people are literally building to counter that Pilgrim's Fire. The other spells, unless you're talking about healing spells always take PvP, whatever. If you have more healing, you're going to win as long as you can put DPS on the board as well. Now, where the true value comes from for having weapons in PvP is that you get those proc effects without having to cast anything. So that's why it's so valuable. If I can take a player and stun them while they're trying to craft because I procced on while they're trying to cast, I'm going to do way more damage because they're sitting there banking on that 2 second to cast healing spell popping off, and then I get a nice little stun on them, and we're rocking because now they're not healed. I got a bunch of free damage, and there's nothing they can do about it. Chances are they're probably already dead, or they're getting ready to go meet their maker again. So that's the one case where having weapons right now is gonna be really, really useful. Now, clearly, there is a cost benefit here. If you're going into PvP, which, in case anyone's wondering, even right now, where there's a lot of players off, playing other games, there's not, as much content for them to explore right now in Pax Dei, which I'm a firm believer that there's still a lot of stuff to do in Pax Dei. My gear, for example, is nowhere near where I want it to be. And what's great is that with this wipe that's coming up, I get to keep all that stuff anyways. So, it's a really huge benefit as well. So that's good. But you get to keep it. So all the work that you're doing right now directly carries over. So please do all the leveling up on your crafting, do all the farming you want, because this is all stuff that's either going to become more difficult in the next patch, or stuff that's going to make your life easier when the update comes out. So that's really cool. But having those weapons, you're going to be accepting some risk if you go into a PvP fight with a bunch of tattered stuff on. But taking one or two weapons of maybe not tattered but cracked equivalent, or like red runic equivalent, might be the better choice for you. just because, you know, and I would say maybe less so the red runic, even because they're so much more difficult to get your hands on. You know, you can only get them from demons, and yeah, it's that they're just a lot fewer and far between than Zebians, than followers of Zeb. So that's what I'd say. Oh, we're gonna get a big spike here. I can taste it. Or maybe not. What do you know? Y'all, this song is called Close to the River. Oh, there's the spike I was waiting for. There we go. I was wondering where it was. I hope they do fix that. There's some pretty nasty stutters. Y'all, we crafted a really cool helmet. Looks like a bullet. You can see Celebrimbor is wearing it right now. Also, for anyone who's watching Rings of Power, rip to that guy. Sorry, spoilers. I mean, you should have read it. Silmarillion exists, y'all. There's no excuse. Don't get me started on that, though. You'll know that I have some unique views on all of that. All right. So I think the path that we are going to tread, interestingly enough, not the direction I thought we were going, but hey, we'll figure it out. We're either going to, oh, we're going to Pelipus. That's why. Derp-a-der. A-ba-derp-a-derp. Yeah. So, we are trying to make our way down to Pelipus, which is located in Innis Gallia. We're going to take a little hop, skip, and a jump to get there. Should be pretty cool. By hop, skip, and a jump, what I'm referring to is there is a back door to one of the other dungeons that's there. It's called the Carcinoma. And if you go through the back door, it'll lead you straight smack dab directly over to Pelipus, basically the front door of Pelipus. Last question. Psh. Hey, no one else is asking questions right now, Ambrose, so by all means, keep asking them. Don't feel bad for asking questions. I have on my character the Burning Vambrace. Will you swap them with plate Vambraces? I only use plate/chain pieces. So if you're only using, that's the one that we went to the other night, Dilly, yeah. So Ambro, I think the okay, so the benefit with Blessed Renewal is that by having Blessed Renewal 3, you're actually benefiting from the HP regen from both the Radiant Mend, if you have Radiant Mend, as well as the Blessed Renewal 3. So you can get close to like 6 or maybe even 8 HP per second if you're using a health pot, the right foods, and have a consecrated ground down plus Blessed Renewal plus Radiant Mend. Like, you can really just stack things out by doing that. So yeah, so you have the Canoness Halberg. chances are, if you have the Canoness Halberd, or sorry, if you have the Arms of Andrina, which is the Blessed Renewal Vambraces, if you have those, then you probably also have the what is it? Something Desire. It's a Radiant Men 2, but it's a it's not a it's not chainmail. Yeah, it's the Quilted Desire. It's what the voices in my head are telling me right now. Quilted Desire, thank you JC as well. Which is Radiant Men 2. And while it is a Gambeson, it is also significantly better. You're healing yourself plus everyone around you, I think, for either 30 or 40 health. And then you're getting some pretty awesome health regen as well. So it's very, very nice to have. Worth considering reducing your armor by a little bit in order to get that benefit. Which also, it's worth noting that enemies have different damage characteristic types. So, you know, not everyone's doing slash, not everyone's doing blunt, or at least not in the future. It's unconfirmed right now otherwise. But, you know, there's a potential that the enemies that you're going up against, you don't need all blunt protection. You could do just fine with slash protection or pierce protection. So, worth considering. Jason Wright, I've been thinking about playing this game. In your opinion, should I start now or wait until the upcoming wipe? There's no reason to not start now, other than maybe when they come out with the new update, they're going to have a sale on the game. I don't know if they will or not, but that's really the only the only thought that I could have. Is if you're trying to save some money, maybe there's going to be a sale. I don't have any information on if there's going to be a sale or not, Jason, but if they do, then obviously you'll be able to recognize a little bit of benefit. But all the work that you're doing right now, if you were to get the game, you would still benefit from, because that stuff will carry over into the next wipe, or past the next wipe. So you're not gonna, you know, shoot yourself in the foot by doing stuff now. Oh my. Oh yeah. Look at all the fun we're about to have here. You know how many parties have been wiped at just this one place with the adventuring party, plus all of the infested and stuff here? Nuts. Yeah, so anyways, before I got sidetracked, Jason, I'd highly recommend just picking the game up. There's no detriment to doing that now, other than maybe you save a couple extra dollars, maybe, but you could spend all of this time getting ahead, or just getting into everything, and, you know, playing now. If you are thinking of buying the game, though, if you want to help the channel out, we do have this referral code. You can see it up there. You're watching on YouTube, so I believe it's also in the YouTube description. Helps the channel out. We get, I think it's like 10% of your purchase, but you know, hey, selfless plug. If you don't, I'm not offended by it either. But I figured I might as well say it, you know. My marketing team would get really mad at me if I didn't. Honey, from the Friday update, those new spells, any idea what they might be from playing the alpha? Well, from playing the alpha, if I had any other information, which I don't, I wouldn't have been able to share it regardless. But I think based on some of the information that, or guesses that people had on the video, one that I liked a lot. So for the 4-leaf clover one, for the, like the 4 hearts kind of in the square, someone suggested that's luck. Like you can increase your luck or your party's luck by casting that spell. And I was like, holy crap, that would be the coolest thing ever. I was really into that one. I originally said that the one with the feet on it, or like very clearly the feet on it, it was like a movement one, like a faster movement. But if you look at it closer, it looks like the shoelaces might be tied together, or they're like wrapped together one another. So that might be a CC spell, which would be really great to have a CC spell in the divine magic grouping. So like you can kind of see it on my screen right now. Like right here, this is Pacify and this is Mez. Those to me aren't divine magic. To me, those are like either like divine or fey, not divine. To me, those are either like druidic or like fey magic. I think that's what the butterflies are. There's definitely a different motif that comes with the Pacify and Mez spells than there are with the divine magic spells. Also, the emblems in the background are, you know, for the divine magic, it's kind of golden. And then there's that star that's in the background. Whereas for the like fey or druidic side of things, they have that wreath around them. So then that is pretty cool there as well. So that would mean that's the first kind of CC spell specifically for divine magic, which is pretty cool to see. Then there was also the lightning bolt. Lightning bolt could be lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. No, gonna get stuck in an infinite loop of lightning bolts. But no, I think that one could be one of two things. It could be a stamina regen, or it's some kind of like smiting divine spell, maybe. I think the one that I liked the most so far has definitely been the thought that it's like a stamina regen, or maybe it's a stamina damaging spell, one or the other. Those are my thoughts. I don't know. Do you have any particular thoughts on that, honey? First name, last name. Can you wish happy birthday to my mom? She is in the military and will be deployed to Egypt tomorrow. Her name is Sergeant Annie Gurr. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Sergeant Annie Gurr. Egypt. Egypt is a far off place. First name _ last name. A far off place. You know what? Thank your mom for her service as well. Ooh. That wolf got bopped. No ideas on spells. I was hoping the feet were some sort of speed increase to cut down on how long it takes to go from one map to the other. it would be interesting if... Good morning, Lily. Honey, it would be interesting if they had a speed increase spell. I mean, they have said in the past that all the spells that we can get in game are going to be ones that the NPCs have access to as well. So one that kind of comes to my mind is, you know, the really big, like bulky Inquisition heralds, where they have the, you know, they have the two-handed hammer and they go like, rah, and then it goes boof, and there's a big shock wave that goes out. And then they like lightning bolt speed directly to where you are. I think maybe the lightning bolt one might be that, where there is like a ground pound that temporarily interrupts someone in what they're doing, and then it gives you a giant speed buff to you and your allies around you. Kind of like you're charging in a battle. Maybe that's what that is. Yeah, the biggest one for me where I'm like, what could it be, is definitely the 4 clover hearts. And it would be really interesting if it indeed is actually that, you know, if it's the luck spell. That would be so cool if it's the luck spell. I could tell you one thing, I would use that thing all day, every day. I'd go into a dungeon and I would drop it. But yeah, one of the other things that's really interesting to me, or like what's got me so hyped about this as well, honey, is that, you know, I haven't seen none of this up until this point. Like when I was doing some testing and all of that, a lot of these features were things that I'd seen before, or I'd experienced. There's nothing. I have no idea what's coming. So it's going to be really freaking cool to rediscover things and be able to discover things with like the clan as opposed to on my own or with only like 2 or 3 members of my clan playing. It's going to be so much more fun. Like Thor's hammer type thing. Weapon wise, I want a staff weapon with consecrated ground so I can say you shall not pass every time. Yeah, I would love, I would love to have access to a staff. I would stop using these weapons and pick up my nearest tree branch and, you know, call myself a Gandalf. It'll be great. That's maybe a tie-in to one of the more recent Rings of Power episodes. Clothing variations from the last video. We need more clothing options for RP. I 100% agree. So one of the cool things about that system though too is, Grand Elf. I stand corrected. Shows how much attention I was paying to it. Now, kind of, one of the cool things about the customizations, those I think are going to be options that we as the creators of said armor piece or said, clothing piece, I think that's what we're going to have control over. So you're going to get to pick those things, and then there's going to be things that you have to add to the recipe in order to get those appearances. So if you want gold armor, well, guess what? You're going to have to put gold ingots into that armor in order to get that to look that way. So there's going to be other requirements for things based on how you want them to look. Maybe they're going to have different effects. Maybe armor gives you less protection, but maybe it allows you to channel magic more. Because gold is more connected to the divine or something. I don't know. Whatever it may be. I was really excited, especially when they were showing the breastplates and the different patterns on the breastplates and the different colors. Underneath them were different colors of chainmail, and there was like a bronzish gold color that was in there as well, and that made me very excited for what was to come. Because, you know, obviously the Golden Company, we are the gold and black. You gotta have gold and you gotta have black. Right now we have gold and black, but it's kind of on our tabards, which is cool to have, but it would be way cooler if we would have that gold armor everywhere else. We could do something a little bit more interesting on our tabards too. But all of the different patterns and stuff like that, I'm very excited for. I'm very excited to waste all of my money on a store to buy different skins for the same thing, just so I have it and I can craft it. Because, you know, that's just the completionist in me. Lily said, I hope they individualism the baking too. Yeah, so baking is an interesting one. I haven't actually done much baking, but from all the people in the Golden Company who have done baking, I heard that there's a little crossover with like the brewing side as well, if I remember. So if you're a brewer, you're kind of a baker, and if you're a baker, you're kind of a brewer, which people didn't like, but I think that's more of a byproduct of there just not being enough recipes yet in game. And hopefully there's kind of like a separation as well of the different things, so that you can kind of feel more specialized, because there's nothing more sucky in a game than, you know, everyone else has this really unique thing that only they can do, but then there's nothing else that anyone else is doing. That, like, you want to feel unique, right? So if you're sitting there and you're trying to do cooking or baking, not cooking, but baking specifically, and all of your stuff is shared with doing brewing or like wine making or something like that, then it's not really unique. Yeah, baking 37, brewing 6, but cooking to 28. Okay, so yeah, there's this connection between a couple of them, and not others. I really do think that that's going to be kind of a critical thing, that they're going to have to spread out some of these cooking professions a little bit more, so they have like actual unique things that they're doing, as opposed to just these ununique crafting disciplines that are shared across multiple things, and you don't really know which one's giving you skill for which. There's a lot of shared tables and shared other things, and it gets a lot more I don't know, ambiguous is maybe the word. It's getting a little bit more ambiguous, but either way, I'm so excited for these changes. I am so excited for these changes. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, separate benches I think would be a good start though. We're going to get knighthoods. That's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be just new crafting recipes, knighthoods, potentially. Oh, Ambro, thank you so much for the, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anytime. Now, other benches that I would like to see, there's one that I'm kind of really hoping makes a comeback. Does anyone remember a particular crafting bench? There's potentially 2 crafting benches that I could be talking about right now. Does anyone remember what crafting bench could be making a reappearance. There's one crafting bench that is a very unique name. Very unique name. I wonder if anyone viewing right now remembers, as I've spoken about it a couple of times, but I would love to see if anyone else remembers. What could it be? What could it be? I remember them all. JC's remembered one of them. Well, maybe it's three. There's a couple of tables that made appearances and then are not there anymore. But there's one in particular that I'm talking about. I think that you will see kind of a comeback for herbalism. I think they need to specify it a little bit more, or like bring it out a little bit more, in terms of like what it does and differentiate it. It doesn't have its own crafting station right now. It's kind of mixed together with cooking. It needs to be more differentiated. So I'm pretty sure the reason why they're taking away herbalism, you didn't see it in the skill bar and all of that, is because there's just not enough differentiation for it right now. And when they add it, they're gonna have to add a lot more system to it, if that makes sense. Hey, Orlander, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. You're good. You're good people. Thank you very much. All right. I don't want to unstuck though. Fine, I'll unstuck. Oh, he just croaked. Oh no. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. In Alpha 2, there was there's a couple of words in there that I cannot read out loud, but I think I know what you're saying, Lily. Tea cooking would raise herbalism. Yeah, honey, I wouldn't recommend eating yourself off of this. It would not be... That's not what I wanted. It would not be very conducive. You just have to unstuck it. Whoop. Hall Mount. Are you planning to do an elaborate rebuild of the Golden City, knowing the building assets update is planned shortly after the plot wipe? Fall update versus end of year update. Hall Mount, we are going to build the best that we can with the resources that we're given whenever we're given them. So if there's a new kind of structural update that's coming out at the end of the year and it's not a part of the current update for autumn, that's fine. If there's no wipe, then we will wipe ourselves and start back, or just integrate some of those new building techniques into the city. But we will be building a completely new city using the resources that we have from this round to go into the new one. And we're very much so, we are looking at some new spots. Y'all, you thought that the Golden Isle was crazy? Just wait until you see some of these. I don't know which one we're picking. No one's made a decision yet, but all of the options right now are looking super sick. And I'm really excited. I mean, you all saw what we could do on an island. Imagine what we can do on some of these other areas. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Hey, thanks for the follow, Sarv. Sarv too. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Y'all, I can tell you, one of the best things that's ever happened to this channel has been the ability for me to create random nerdy music on whatever the heck I want without having to have a lick of musical talent. It's probably the best. You'll pay a visit when the new location is ready. Yeah, well, yeah, it's going to be, oh my gosh. The build out is going to be so much fun too. We have some new strategies for some of the build outs. So it's going to be, because we had a particular strategy this time around for how we were going to build the city out. And I mean, for starters, that strategy isn't really apply this time around because we're keeping a lot of the resources that we did have from this round as we transition over. So, you know, that's nice. It's nice that we have that opportunity to not have to start from ground zero, but we wanted to kind of start in a different way, both strategically and just from a uniqueness standpoint. So it's going to be really cool. We're going to be live streaming whatever day the wipe is. We're going to be doing like an all-day stream of it. So it's going to be really, really fun. We're going to be a lot more focused on outreach this time around. You know, getting some other friendly neighbors in the neighborhood to come and build around us and near us, so that we can build an even bigger, better, more awesomer Golden City than before. In fact, our goals for the Golden City never were to be the biggest group in the Golden City. We wanted to build the infrastructure so that there could be many smaller groups, medium-sized groups that are all, you know, coming into the city and participating. So we're starting to reach out and have some friendly peoples come and participate, you know, settle near us. And, you know, part of that, you know, we still want to maintain the visual integrity of the city and, you know, make it as immersive as possible. So there's kind of a visual fidelity, I guess you can call it, of what we want for this. But Capo, what's up? So, you know, I'm so excited for this next build. I know people are busy like actively right now pitching in the Golden Company, the different areas. I haven't seen a single pitch for an area where I've been like, man, that might not work, or like, oh, that seems boring. Like, I just wish we could go back to the Golden Isle again, like where we're at right now. That's not the case. There's like every single one. I'm like, dang, can we just go there now and start? Because there's so much. I mean, we're not even done with the Golden Isle yet. We still have a couple of projects that we're actively finishing. So yeah, no ugly builds. And it's not even no ugly builds. It's just they need to be unified. And you know, the whole reason the Golden City really came to be where it's at currently is because the first time for GC1, we're at GC6 right now. The next one's going to be GC7. But GC1, we had 17 people who were in it. I'm not going to tell you who, but there were 17 people in it. We made, I kid you not, 17 taverns. Everyone and their mother just wanted to make another tavern and participate in the tavern. You know, the idea of owning a tavern and, you know, everyone coming, and it wasn't a city. It was like the strip of Las Vegas. It was not what we wanted it to be. So then we developed a lot of things through GC 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're at 6. And we have a pretty good formula down. So it's mostly just making sure that the city, everything needs to be purpose built, have a function. There needs to be some kind of gameplay that can be tied into it, and some kind of purpose, like a reason for it to exist. So that's more of what it is. Jason, we're located on Danu, And the specific area that the Golden Isle, which is where the Golden City is in Dolavan on the main island at the Pax Dei. When you spawn in, that's the giant Pax Dei. Let's see. Hallmount asking, are you planning on being close to the monastic order? I was kind of in between you guys the first period at EA. Let me get through this one right here. So you're asking, are we planning on being close to the monastic order? I was kind of in between you guys in the first period of EA, but maybe it would be too heavy on the server, having multiple big groups in a single home valley. Oops. Oh man, I popped that right at the right time. I don't know where the monastic order is going to be dropping. I don't know what their kind of strategy or intent is. All I can say is Golden Company most likely will not be returning to the same location that they've already played. We want to try as many new locations as we can before we commit to any particular one when the game comes out. Let's see. Lillian said, in our town too, everyone wants a tavern and want to be a smelter, but in fact, I am the only high-skilled baker. Exactly. Yeah. So, you have to distribute things and keep things spread out and all of that too. Kappa, we are not deconstructing the city, in its whole part. Wait, what are we doing? This way. This way. These people. Hey, yo. We're just going through the rhythm. We're going through the rhythms here. So what we need to do is we need to go up here and this way, because this is called the carcinoma, or the infestation. It is not Pelopus, which is where we're going. So we need to go through the backside. Yeah, so we're not going to really be pulling apart much. There's a couple of people who were with the Golden Company in the first run that are not going to be. They didn't make the cut. They will be getting cut from the Golden Company, and we will be sending them over to the Golden Citizens, which is kind of where retired members are sent to, and Golden Company will be getting some new spots opened as a result, which is important. Goodness, what is going on? So yeah, we won't be pulling that part too much, but there's going to be a couple of things that, because they haven't been active, they haven't been doing whatever, then yeah, we are going to be cleaning up our plots, their plots specifically, so that we can keep all the resources that are on them, but we will not be destroying the entire city. Any theories on how crazy the geography changes might be with the coming update? There are hints that the current builds can end up under a lake, or a new mountaintop implies that it could be significant. I don't think they're actually going to be that significant. I think that might be reading too much into what they're saying. I think it's just, so every time that they add new types of things to the map, like, you have to remember the map is like pseudo procedurally generated. So there are things that when you change one aspect of how that map is procedurally generated, like you add new types of content that get put into it, then there are readjustments that the system kind of goes through in the process of that. So I think it's more so that they're adding the new solo PvE content areas, as well as a couple of other things, improved resources, maybe new resources. And that's what's causing, an update to the world mesh. And as we know, world mesh updates are what causes the wipe to really have to happen. Because also remember, like, while Mainframe does want to test new player experience, they still have a lot of room to bring new players in for that new player experience, right? But you know, it's in their interest to have us stay going for as long as we can, because they need to test how the game functions at these high capacities, with, you know, the most amount of stuff built and, you know, the most number of things going wrong, so that when the game actually comes out, they can kind of already know what to expect and have some of those more critical kinks worked out. I could stand corrected. It could be something significant. They could be, you know, adding entirely new lakes and stuff like that. But when you look at the map that they posted of Ancien, it doesn't really seem like there's much being changed. So I guess that is a good thing in some ways. So yeah, you know, it's just the way of the world, and we get to fortunately not have to pay too much in terms of having to gather resources again for that. And I think that is also a really good sign on Mainframe's part, just in terms of signaling that they know how much time the people who are still playing this game right now have been putting in, and they don't want to wipe that away and disincentivize people from coming back. They're going to need to do this at some point. We are going to get a full character wipe at some point. We are going to have to start back at ground zero at least 2 more times. Now, when I say 2 more times, I mean there's going to be, at least during early access, 1 round of wipes, right? It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. They have to test it. There's new systems that they're adding to the game, which is going to require it. So with that, you know, what is the kind of like next steps here, right? Just switch through here really quick. There we go. Actually, let's swap over here. Do that. So, you know, oh, Tanner Margaritaville. So they are going to be doing this wipe at some point. So we need to be prepared for it. It's just not this one. So I'm excited for when that does come, because then that means there's going to be a lot more exciting things coming as well. Oof. Man. Getting bullied. I'm getting bruised and battered. I'm fascinated to learn where in the new world I can find all the things. Yeah, I mean, current resource locations are all going to get changed. You know, it's all going to be different, which is really fun. That's, you know, that's coming. We get to learn all these new things. So I think there's gonna be a lot to adventure. What would be nuts is if they added a new map. That would be so cool. Like if they just added a new Home Valley map or something like that. Oh my goodness, I would lose my mind. I would right well lose my mind. No problem. No problem, Sarv. I'm interested in what the next big resource will be, what comes after Steel, and will it be in the Wildlands or Lioness? So, okay, we do have some insight to that, honey. For the original, like, Alpha 1, was it? There was the ability to craft up to, I want to say we could craft all the way up to Damascus steel. Now, in order to get to Damascus, you first had to go through high carbon steel, and then you needed to get to Damascus. High carbon steel was basically steel plus charcoal, so you had to add extra charcoal to the mix in order to get the high carbon steel. And then Damascus, I don't even remember. I never crafted it, so I wouldn't explicitly know, but the general way how Damascus works in real life is you're folding steel over on top of itself. Different types of steel. So like you'd have different gauges of steel that you'd put on top of each other, and those different like weights basically of steel would cause you to have these really cool kind of grainy, almost woody patterns in your steel. So I think there's a possibility that we might get another tier that's going to maybe be high carbon steel, or it's going to be something else entirely. There's still like Damascus is pretty high up there in terms of how fancy it is. I'd be interested to see if there's much more after that. Like maybe they could add something like mithril or something like that, like some kind of like orichalcum or like some mystical kind of equipment or material, not equipment, but something like that that's like really, really high tier, super duper rare. Like maybe there's only a chance that you get it from smelting steel or something like that. Like it's a essence of type thing that you're getting. I have no idea, but yeah, still looking for my star medal. But yeah. So I think there are going to be a couple of those things that are going to be getting added. I'm also not looking at my health bar right now. I'm a freaking noob. Sarv, or one of the other old kingdoms, as it were, Gothia or Anatolia even. Yeah, we do know that specifically early access we're going to leave early access most likely with just the one region, right? So Gallia is what we're most likely going to be stuck with at least through June of 25, or whenever they end up fully releasing, with new regions to come on as they continue to develop the game out in the many years to come. Though I do feel like if they're going to have multiple regions, by the time they have multiple regions, they're really, really, really going to need to, they're going to really need to have like mounts in the game by then. Because if they don't have mounts in the game, people are gonna riot. People are already rioting about not having mounts. Could you imagine if you had to travel across all of Gallia in order to get to Gothia? I mean, it's going to be an entirely different game over there. You're going to have to walk through like 4 or 5 of these maps, maybe even more, in order to get just to the border of Gallia and Gothia. I could only imagine how long that's going to take. It's going to take forever. It's going to take forever and ever. But all right, so now where we are, you saw that we kind of went through the little pool at the bottom. Spoiler alert, that was a secret exit, but I did unstuck, so you didn't actually see where that came from, or like where we came out at. So no spoilers. Haha. But at this point in time, you should know that all the rivulets, so smaller dungeons, the smaller dungeons are called rivulets. That means like a little river. And little rivers flow all to the temples that are located in each region. So this is Pelopis, Zebium Pelopis, and this is the temple for the Mary province. So, that's how we got here. We entered all the way down here, at this dungeon here, which was the infestation, and we made it all the way up to here in a very short amount of time. You know, we'd still be 15 minutes out if we were to have kept walking all the way through, and we also had the option to get some pretty good loot on the way there. So benefits on top of benefits. So here we're going to go and look for Rissa's breastplate. It's been a love-hate relationship. We've only been able to get 2 of these so far. It's very difficult to farm. It's a pretty rare spawn. Go. Up we go. We might have some potential other players in this dungeon, it sounds like. Eltarii, best tattered dropping rate dungeon right now. Theoretically, all temples should have the highest rate. I say theoretically because not all temples are made the same. Some dungeons, some temples have higher spawn rates of the higher tier Zebians, and others don't. So, oh, I might die here. Oh, that's how you do it. So, you know, there are different mobs that spawn in each of these dungeons. So my thing is Plisson. Plisson is probably the best because it has the most esoterics and champions that spawn, and there's a lot of them. It's high concentration of them. This dungeon, Pelopus, it has marauders. Oh no, Dilly, did you die? He took a wrong turn somewhere. We'll get his body back. Sounds like we might have a 2-man crew going through here. So we'll try and not get in their way and hopefully still make it the direction that we're going to. Waiting for everyone to spawn in real quick. Oh. I don't know what's going on there. Making some weird sounds. But yeah, I'd say Plisson. Plisson's pretty good. I used to say Ambulam, Zebium Ambulon, which is in carries, but like something happened and stuff's just stopped dropping from there. There was one dungeon one run in Zebium Ambulon where in less than 30 minutes I was walking away with 20 tattards. It was insane. I was like, this is the best day ever. And then recently hasn't really been much, which has been kind of sad. So we've been going up to Plisson just because that's where a lot of the kind of end game stuff is located. You know, just that's how it be do. All right, let's see if we can. All right, they're just gonna fireball their way through. All right, so we'll let them cheese their stuff, and we can go a new direction. Let's not get in their way. People get a little sensitive. We could ask them if they want to join. Wait. That's a very direct way of saying we're taking part in this dungeon. Now, looking for something in particular, we might be able to help you. There we go. See, it's always good to ask people if they want help. Plisson is our clan. Next dungeon, we managed to craft a ton of Kappa gaping wounds, and it's an insane item. Yeah, it's the best. One of the best. There we go. Yeah, 80 health, freaking awesome. 80 health, best. I think that's what Tainalier is walking around in right now. Is can heal 80 health per hit. We're kind of taking a long way around here. That's okay. Dancing to my own music. What? The guy came around the corner and was like, I don't remember who you are. Okay, we do have to kill these guys. Can't let them just you know, exist. Yeah, so there's actually a couple of pretty. They want to do the Hellions. All right. Perfect. Now this is a really tricky dungeon room to clear because those two skin dancers in the back. If you accidentally pull them and you don't have mez, you are going to party wipe. Just accept it, because there's nothing you can do about that. It gets really nasty really quick. Let's see if we can get. No point in wasting time on the skin dancers. They have a pretty low chance of dropping tattered as well in comparison to Hierophants. Skin dances, they nothing. They're nothing. I can suggest a low-cost alternative. Crack Sigils using the Helm of Living Feasts. Divine Remedy 3 helmet. Yeah. It is it's a nice helmet to have. It's just, you know, you gotta give up a little bit of, you know, extra armor. Now, if your controller is doing their job, which this controller is not doing their job because this controller doesn't have any control gear. This controller is me, but if your controller is doing the right job and your tank's doing their right job and everyone's firing on all cylinders, then you're not really going to have much of an issue. If you're wearing cloth or even medium, because you shouldn't really be taking much damage. The tank and the controller, if anyone, would be the one taking the damage, and that's it. But yeah, so you know, oh, got a third pull here. Should be able to. There we go. Cycle stun. Yeah, I wish that medium armor actually had advantages to being medium armor right now. Currently it's just, there's no benefit. And I really wish there was, because, like, I really enjoy playing in medium armor. Like, my dream build would be medium armor with chainmail underneath. That would be like my ideal. Oh, darn. We both shield bashed at the same time. That's another thing. If your team is really good at just cycle stunning, then you're not going to take any damage here. I have to rely on my friends. Get that aggro. Perfect. Now I can pull the cormorant. Easy. I notice I'm melee is range not a viable option. Right now, range just, it doesn't hit the bill. You don't get any spells or magical options for using range right now. And your damage per second is lower. And not only is your damage lower, but yeah, there's no ability for you to actually cast any or like have any spells slotted on the bows right now. There's no magic for it yet. For those weapons, and yeah, it's just there's just not enough benefits. You could use range to pull. In fact, that's actually what a controller should be doing, is using a bow and arrow to pull. So that is kind of one thing that it is really useful for. We'll just kill him. Here we go. We also use Consecrated Ground 3 for extra protection, but our caster dies a lot. Big aggro from that spell. Yeah, the best place to have your Consecrated on is your tank. You get the extra armor back, and you can always hot swap, cast Consecrated Ground, and then hot swap over to Chainmail instead, if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to swap back and forth, but you can. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. The Consecrated Ground will still stay there. All right. I think I want to go this way. Yeah. I think that's where I want to go. No, we need to go to the right thing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to go down. See that little corner over there? That's where we're going. But in order to get there, we're going to have to kind of work our way around. Not ideal, but It is how it be do. This is gonna be a truck and a half. There you go. CRLS, what aspect of the gameplay do you wish mainframe improves on? Thanks for the stream, by the way. You're welcome for the stream. Oh my god. Why are you running? Why are you running? Don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run. You're not gonna. They're gonna kill the cultivators and win. You're going to win the war. Time to break out the big weapons. Everyone gets stunned now, boys. We're gonna put these guys to sleep. That was a butt clencher. Now, Ambro, that is the one time that you actually should have a magical weapon on you. That is, you know, your oh shit button, right? Like, oh dang, I need some extra firepower. So that is the only other case is you should always have, like, I would never recommend maining a magical weapon, but if you do have some kind of magical weapon on you that you can hot swap to in emergency situations, like this is what I have, or in staggering stick, which has hurt 3. So we were like in big FU territory there, but we were able to kind of pull out because it just staggers, and that stagger is super useful when it comes to like being able to survive, because it just can't do damage. So what aspects of gameplay do I wish that mainframe would improve on? I mean, I know that they're improving on combat. I think combat is an important one for mainframe to actively be working on. I think that that's a really beneficial one for them to really get, you know, underway. I know that improvements are coming, so I'm not altogether worried or concerned that they're not going to do that. Other areas that I really wish that they would improve upon. I mean, does it have to be improve upon, or can it also be, can it also just be like new features and things to add? Because I think the one thing that I'm really hoping that they do, one of the things that I really hope that they do is that they improve the like market mechanics by adding some more marketing. And hello, Ambro, thank you again for the tip. You're so nice. Thank you again. I'm here to answer your questions. Don't feel like you need to tip, but I do appreciate it. But yeah, either way, that being said, I think it would be really nice for them to add a little bit more on the market side features. This could also be permissions. That's one system that exists right now that I wish they could improve upon right now, which is the market system and how the market works. All right, this is done. There we go. So yeah, that's a big one for me. Permissions, markets, being able to sell to other players when you're not online will be huge. Be very beneficial. let's pull this. Yeah, the big thing with the market though as well is that, you know, you need an out as well as an in. So them adding the market also, I kind of cheated, but them adding the market also means that they're adding more ways for materials to exit the economy as well, which is going to be a big one. Burn this guy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, gold coins is going to be great. Being able to exchange with people, you know, have that value exchange is going to be really important and valuable. And also, while everyone is here, if you haven't done so already, please do. Hopefully this works. He's not working. My Discord bot is dead right now. But link down below in the chat. Not in the chat, but in the description, you should be able to join the Professional Gamer Discord. That's a really good way to stay connected to me when I'm not streaming, when I'm maybe doing videos or just doing normal life. Not talking to all of you. It's a great way to stay connected. Do I think market equals total wipe? I think market is coming in this update. And I think they're not wiping. But I think markets are going to be coming in the autumn update. They mentioned it a while back. That's something that they've been working on, and they said one of the things that they've been waiting for is, like, they mentioned, oh, PvP is going to increase the demand and value for market items. So what I'm hoping is now that we know knighthoods are coming, that we're going to have, you know, more of a reason to have marketplaces as well. So that's my thought. My thoughts, at the very least. We got a wolf running away. Running. There we go. The wolf finally decided to attack someone. Hello, wolf. Oh, we're gonna get that champion now too. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, good. Champions are beefcakes, y'all. They have so much health. Much health. They are champions after all. All right, here's the downstairs that we're looking for. We took such a different way to get to where our goal was. DED. Oh, jeez. Good thing I didn't get the other champion. Just need to make sure we watch the champion over there. hopefully we can get to our goal before we end the stream for tonight. I think we will. I think we will. Trying to get that Rissa's breastplate. Relic. Trying. That's what we're trying to do, is get that. No guarantees. Like I said when we were coming in, it's like one of the hardest. Like Arms of Andrina is pretty difficult too. I'd say Arms of Andrina might be more difficult, but just slightly. Fortunately though, we know where we're going, so we can probably just drop down in this little corner right here and not have to worry about it. Champion, come back this way. There you go. See, I didn't want him going that way because he can go and get some friends on the way back. That would not be good. It would not be a good thing. We don't want that. Oh. All right, double cormorant. Oh, this is a pretty good cycle stun. Let's go. Let's go. We always want to pacify the cultivator so they don't get to doing their stupid stuff. Oh, no way. We met the two-man team. They said they were leaving. That is actually funny. This whole time, they've been clearing out where we wanted to go. We tried to go the other way. That's not boding well for us being able to get the relic that we're looking for. Knowing our luck, they probably got the drop. So this all just got cleared out. Oh, hello. Hello again. Oh. They're logging off now. Uh-huh. Yeah, probably cleared this room. Oh. Oh. Dang. Yeah, they went exactly for the one thing that I didn't want them to go for. Alright, well, we'll camp this out for a respawn here. This is the ticket. This right here is the ticket. And Dilly got his gear back, so that's good. Oh, I see. Fun fact, you can die right here if you try hard enough. Or you can try to die here. Oh, stretching. Hey, we got a tourmaline. That's not a bad drop. Not a bad one. All right, 18-minute timer. All right. 18. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Alarm, timer. You know, you'd think I'd have a timer around here for all the stream stuff that I have. But I don't. Stopwatch. There we go. There we go. On-screen celebration. Thank you, JC. I got that highway to the Thunderdome, baby. So there's actually 2 mobs that spawn in here, and one drops a Loyos Blessing. What is it? No, Loyos's Favor 3 shoulders? Leather? I think. And then the other one drops Rissa's breastplate. Blessing 3 shoulders. That's what it is. Is it Blessing or is it... I think it's Favor 3. Ah, okay. Pacify 3. Pacify 3 leather pauldrons, Cordelia's, which is... Got it. Okay. Yeah, so there's that. Cordelia's pauldrons, and then there's Rissa's breastplate. Rissa's breastplate. This is like the room of control because Rissa's breastplate is medium leather breastplate that has Mez 3 on it. And then the Cordelia's pauldrons is Pacify 3 leather as well. This is just the room of control. We'll do this. We'll do one cycle of this, and then we'll probably have to call it a night. So if anyone has any other questions that they want to ask, now is a great time to do it while we're here waiting for it if you need it.
Everybody wake up. Ask a question, please. Thank you.
Man, that's actually really loud. I have all these like sound effects that I can use on stream that I just choose not to. Anyways. Yeah, so I think my guess, so like when do I think we're actually gonna get like Mangles, the cat. Thank you for the compliment. What are the requirements to join the company? Just time of play, skill levels. Oh, that's a great question. There's multiple questions here. Thank you all for asking these questions. So, first of all, thanks for the compliment on the outfit. I'm assuming you're talking about in-game. But if you're not, also thank you. Though, you know, that's just what we do here. We're the professional gamer. So Alexander, what are the requirements to join the company? Well, you have to inquire about that over Discord. There is quite an extensive process. We have a set of questions that you have to answer. Then there's about a 2-hour interview that you get to go through. And then there's a trial period where, you know, if it doesn't work out, then, you know, we just say goodbye. You know, we're looking for people who want to be a part of a team and really want to push things to make Pax Day a better place for everybody. So, yeah, that's what we're looking for. But really, we're just looking for team players, cool people that want to help build a community together. So yeah, in terms of time of play, I'm not some stickler about like you need to be online for 12 hours every day or anything like that. Like, I think that's kind of toxic behavior. But I am, a avid proponent of you have to actually be logged in to participate in the clan to actually, for us to be able to accomplish any of our goals. So you do have to, like be online, and participating. We have a lot of, incentivization for kind of like how we keep people engaged and playing. So, there will be a lot of reasons for you to just log in and play and be doing things that you normally would be doing. But it's incentivized. Like, you're getting to progress the clan, you're getting to progress your own personal goals, and those all ideally are lining up pretty well. So if you are interested in joining the Golden Company, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. If you don't have my Discord information, you can join the Discord channel. It should be linked down below if you're in watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch. There should be links down below. I would use the Discord command on chat, but for some reason that stuff ain't working right now. There we go. Let's see if I can fix that while we're sitting here waiting. Womp. I say come back to life. I'm a solo player, an average all-around skills about 30 to 35, so you play some. Yeah. That's tough. That's tough playing as a solo player. I would say that we are pretty jarring to play with if you're used to playing solo. We do pretty much everything as a team. That goes everywhere from leveling to, PvP to dungeoneering to building even. So, there's nothing wrong with having pretty much every skill at 30 to 35, but I would say that typically speaking, we don't have, like, there's no one in the Golden Company who's max level on more than 2 crafting disciplines right now. And that is because we don't want people, one, stretching themselves thin and burning themselves out. And then, we invested all that time and resource into getting them up to a high level in some craft, and then they don't play anymore because they burn themselves out crafting. So we try and keep people to 2 professions, 2 crafting professions, not refining professions like blacksmithing, but endpoint crafting like weaponsmithing or armor smithing, kind of stuff like that, or alchemy or something. So, people who are used to playing solo and they have the expectation that they're just going to be a solo player in a clan, that typically is not a player who finds success in the Golden Company. So just a heads up if you're thinking of applying. Like I said, we are very committed to playing together as a team, and yeah. So that is one thing to consider, not to scare anyone away. But we do play things. We do play different. But it works. It clearly works. We have a lot of players who are still playing even today, because we're not burning ourselves out, and they're getting to experience a lot of different parts of the game, and they're not getting pigeonholed into one particular section of the game and not being able to participate in other things. And people have a tendency to really get passionate about one thing, and then they don't get to experience the rest of it, which is unfortunate. And they think they want that. They think they want to be like, I want to have every skill, or I want to, build 98% of the, village, or, like all these like random aspirations, and then they go and do those things, and then they realize, oh, this game's boring now, and then they don't play the game anymore. They don't log in, and they kind of just wasted their time and everyone else's time too. So we try and avoid that as best we can. Dang. Not the one we wanted. Not the droid we were looking for. Maybe we'll get another respawn. Recycle. There's one more chance on this spawn cycle. Marissa's breastplate. Last time this worked. If we just beg the divine to drop what we're looking for, it will happen. So here's a good little picture right here. This is something that we have seen now on the maps. The tents that are located in the new screenshot that we have, the maps in Ancien, they have this emblem right there. This, like, people call it spider-like, and that is indeed, well, I don't know if, do spiders have 6 legs or do they have 8? I can't recall. Either way, this emblem that you see is located on some of the tents that are on the new map picture. You can go check it out. That's why I was saying this is like a Zebium or a Zebian kind of symbol. So all those campsites or tent locations that have this emblem are going to be with Zebians there. We still don't really know what the one that looks like the horns are. We think it might be like demons or something that's demonic, as opposed to like Hellions and imps, frenzied imps, but we don't know. 8 legs. Yeah, so this doesn't have 8 legs, so this is definitely not a spider. I think it, if I recall correctly, someone said that this is like a alchemical kind of thing that means like sulfur or charcoal. Which is interesting, because if it is, then that would imply that my theory on this, I don't know. This is a hot take, y'all. This is an absolute 200% hot take. But my guess is that these areas are effectively going to be doors that go into lower parts of this dungeon. So you walk into this area, you clear it out, and then there are going to be a couple of these. You can go through one and it'll lead you to another, part of a lower section of the dungeon, or it might lead you to 2 lower parts of the dungeon, or 3, or whatever it might be. And this is how we'll be able to explore deeper parts of the dungeon. You might have to do something to kind of unlock that passageway, and then you get through it and you can go do whatever you need to do in the lower sections. But that's kind of what I think those are. They look like doorways to me. I don't know about all of you, but I'm pretty sure that's a doorway. But yeah, so Zebians. Clear a Hellion room right now. Oh boy. All right. Let's do it. What's the worst that can happen? Other than I ran out of food. Makes you wonder who is coming around lighting these these flames, you know? Ain't like that frenzied imp can actually reach it. All right, let's see. So the room that we're trying to get to is across the, so there's a pretty decent place to farm crimson leashes here. And I can kind of show you all where it is. That's what we're going to go and try and do. I don't recommend doing this, you know, without a group that kind of knows what they're doing and is well coordinated. I would say we're at least one of those things. Right now, at least. All right. You might see the dog in the background here. He's playing with his toy. He's a silly boy. Professional silly boy. All right, so you want to go to this room that's directly across where you can kind of see my target reticle. First, we'll clear out kind of pseudo the middle. Go from there. I wish mainframe would focus on making the game world feel more alive and immersive, maybe more creatures, environment, interactions, mysteries is what I felt when I saw the first trailer. Yeah, I think that's 100% coming. CRLS. Curls? Do you go by curls? But curls. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think that stuff is coming. I think there is a portion of the game that we don't have, like they're not adding that stuff yet because the whole system that they have to bring in, and it's going to kind of intrinsically change a bunch of stuff. So I think that's coming. I just don't think it's like coming now. I think that might be like a spring update or like a summer update kind of thing, where they add that. But I mean, you know, all the systems, I feel like, dang it. I feel like all the systems that they're going to have, they have to have at least, you know, version 1.0 in the game by the time they release. So a lot of this stuff has to exist in some capacity right now. So like it's something that they're gonna have to make, so they might as well just make it right. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh boy. Maybe not. Maybe these vectors are body blocked enough. Yeah, almost. Sully's about to eat. Do. Might come back up here. Oh. Cultivator just got slapped by me too. Healing. Get some hits off on the Vector. Vector's the deadly one. Couldn't tell. Give me a break. I wasn't even close to hitting this guy. That's true. Core systems take priority, hoping for the best. Yeah, no, it's not that they're not doing it. I think there is legitimately, like, that is a core system. They haven't added it yet. So I think there's a component there where they're planning on adding it, but there's a lot of other systems that they have to add alongside of it because it's a core system. You can't just add a core system that doesn't have like a main functionality that integrates with everything. like, not to throw shade, but like Star Citizen is a great example of that. So like you have the ability to go and move cargo from point A to point B, but the rest of that system isn't necessarily there. So that's kind of like, so people don't play it that often, even though that they have the ability to. There's no incentivization to really go and do it past the point of you can go and do it. I think Pax Dei has some of these systems getting made. It's just that they don't have them at a point where they can like add them and people are going to be incentivized to actually go and do them. I think that's why we're starting to get money and solo PvE content, is so that, you know, all the other parts of the system, like solo PvE, is probably going to be the most efficient way to go and get gold, right? Gold's going to be a resource that we have to go and get. It's going to drop, whatever it is. There's going to be a component there of like what we need, and they weren't going to add solo PvE content, or they weren't going to add the market and gold until those things existed in the game already, or they were getting added at the same time, because those are critical components of the whole system. So that's my thought. I think it's actively coming, but I think it's waiting for other systems to be ready to come before they push everything out, you know? You know? Yeah, so this next room is going to get a little nutty pretty quickly, because there's going to be a whole hell of a lot of hellions here. Now, when you're doing something like this, it's always best to be mindful of your exit, in case things go south. Because, let's face it, they can go south. And it's very easy at this point to go south. Alright, so we're going to go here. Selly is going to place his consecrated ground kind of where this border is right here. And then we're going to push forward and pull a bunch of these hellions all at the same time and just body block them into non-existence. Then Selly's going to draw up his consecrated right here, basically. And then I'm going to go grab the duders. That might be too many. We'll see. Yeah, we just bring them home. And now, Smackdown USA. Now, normally, a group pulled of that size would absolutely decimate us, but we have survived. Look at that. Can't ask for a better situation. You just can't. All right. We're going to clear this really quick. Go back to Rissa's. Hey, we got a named. This name, unfortunately, does not drop anything currently. There's a couple of those that exist. This one is one of them. But we're going to go check if the Rissa's is spawned back, and then we will probably call it a night after that. So if you want to see what the Rissa's spawn looks like, highly recommend coming and sticking around to see that. Should only be a couple more minutes in order to get that. All right, so then now everyone's going to cover, maybe, for looting. Don't get too carried away, Eltarii. All right, now we're good to make another line. I'm gonna go pull everything. There we go. And we make the line. And we smack them. Look at that. Oh, looks like they're making it across though. We might have to reposition here. Or not. We're doing fine. Glitch riggers. Hello. How am I tonight? How are you tonight, Glitch? I am doing great. Having a good time. We're just killing some mobs. Trying to farm Rissa's breastplate. Trying keeping our tank alive. Failing at that. But all good. All good. We got a lore update today. All fun. All good. Answering people's questions. Never ever a disappointment. And now we're gonna go check and see if Rissa's breastplate is there before we end the stream for the night. We are at our 2-hour mark. That's about as long as people really want to sit and watch a dungeon farm right now. I've felt like 6 hours of farming time. You got 3 or so. So, where are you farming them, Glitch? You might be just misallocating your time. And are you solo farming them? Because that is also another component that I will have to ask. Key is to just miss these areas right here and then go down there. Down. Oh, are we missing someone? No, we're good. So fun fact, the song that's playing in the background, this was written based off of the lore post. Because why not? No. I felt like we were missing someone. Yay. All right, down we go. You've tried different dungeons, Mega and Rivulet mostly. Yes, so for a 3-man team it might be a little difficult, but really what you want to do is go to the Zebiums. How is it that you are losing us? So the best dungeons are to do are the Zebiums. Those are by and far the best options. How did Black Wolf, how did you get so far off? Oh well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sally's down this way. Yeah, it's not good. Well, we might as well. We'll cheese it. We'll cheese it. We'll cheese it. I'm gonna bring him a surprise. I'm gonna bring him a surprise. I'm bringing him a surprise. Look at that. only for the meme. This is a gallows. Nah. So yeah, it might be difficult with only 3 people, but still going to the temples, it's better because you want to be targeting specifically like cannibal champions, esoterics, hierophants, even cormorants. Those are the types of mobs that you really want to go after, because they have the highest drop rates for tattered. Those are obviously the best. Yeah. Been in Deerless and in Ambalon. So Ambalon has been weird recently. If you go towards the end of the dungeon, like below the stairs down below past the pool, then you will probably get. Yes. Okay, so we did get Risses. That's awesome. Very lucky. So, yeah, for whatever reason, Ambalon's drop rates have been a lot lower recently. I don't know why. But it is how it do be. And we've made the adjustment by going to Plisson. It's a lot further, but there's just like, the other night we had, I think, 6 of us, and in an hour we got over 50 tattereds. Granted, we all know what we're doing, and like we do it all the time and frequently, so we're well practiced. But either way, like we still like put in the work, So an hour and 50 to 60 is pretty dang good. You're gonna be sitting pretty on, that's three high-end magical crafts per hour. That's a very useful, very, very useful farm. So if you're going to Plisson is located in, there you go, Majestic Sigil of Namora. Yay. So you want to go to Mary, and you want to go to the dungeon. It's in the top middle of the map. It's called Zebium Plisson, and it's located on top of a hill. It's kind of to the northwest of Ulaid, so it's kind of in that area. If you enter Mary from Ancien, all you have to do is head like due east from where you come in and go up the hill, and you'll find it. But look at that, we got a Majestic Sigil of Namora. That's one of the most difficult sigils to get in the game right now. It almost never drops, so super happy that we were able to get one of those, and super happy that all of you were able to join along for the ride on stream. We are going to call it a night here for the time being. We will be back on Friday for another PAX Friday review. If you're joining us over on Twitch and you're like, how do we stay connected? Most of our content is actually over on YouTube, so go and check us out on YouTube, subscribe over there so that you can be notified whenever we come out with new PAX Day or PAX Day related content. We have a bunch of stuff that's planned to be coming out. I might have been holding back the last couple of weeks, to plan release timings all around the new update, the autumn update that's coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're less than a month away now, so I'm very excited to be sharing all of that with all of you. And if you are interested in getting PAX Day and you haven't done so yet, we do have a referral code. I'm like pointing at my screen right now. You can't see that, but it's at the top of the screen. You can use that referral code. It's also linked down below. And yeah, I think like 10% of your purchase goes through. It's an affiliate thing. And then, eventually Mainframe will recognize us as the best advocates for PAX Day ever. and we can get some nice things to give away on the channel too. But with that being said, thanks again for tuning in to another very professional Tuesday live stream. I'll see you all for the PAX Friday review over on YouTube, or next week for another very professional live stream. Until then, though, I am Eltarii, the professional gamer. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks everyone who joined up, subscribed. Sarv, again, welcome. JC, thanks for the bits. Also our wonderful tips being made by Ambro today. Thank you again for your 2 tips of $6 euro. Really appreciate that. I don't expect anyone to donate or really do anything for the channel. Really, we're here to do it to entertain all of you and to have fun. So thank you again for all of your kindness, support, and for tuning in. So I will see you all in the next one. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your night, morning, day, afternoon, or whatever time zone you're in.